Miroslav Volf, a famous Yale theologian and peacemaker, was speaking at the Columbus Vineyard, at a vineyard conference a couple months ago. He was telling the story of the common word dialogue between Christians and Muslims, in which I had a privilege of participating in. He pointed out that prior to the dialogue, in the Yale response to the Muslims, they inserted a brief apology for how Christians have responded or treated Muslims in the past. And he says, oh my gosh, so many people were upset. Why do you apologize to Muslims? They need to apologize first. Miroslav turned to the crowd and with a big smile on his face said, since when is my moral behavior predicated on the moral behavior of someone else? In other words, Miroslav was illustrating what Jesus taught. Before we confront someone, we need to get the plank out of our own eye. When we deal with peacemaking or conflict resolution, we start with the heart. Now, why is it so hard for followers of Jesus to apologize first? What is the deal? Maybe we'll be perceived as weak. We won't look good. We look like a failure. Why is it, though, that we're not willing to take responsibility for our issues and our sin and conflict? I think Genesis 3 makes it clear. One of the immediate results of sin in the Bible is what is called blame shifting. Just think about this. God confronts Adam about his sin, and what does Adam say? Eve made me do it. She's the one who gave me the fruit. God confronts Eve. What does Eve say? The devil made me do it. So blame shifting becomes the way of dealing with conflict and sin from the very beginning. And that's why Jesus challenges this and says we need to get the plank out of our own eye first. We do start with the heart. As Jesus says in Matthew 7, 3 through 5, why do you look at the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye and pay no attention to the plank in your own eye? How can you say to your brother, let me take the speck out of your eye, when all the time there is a plank in your own eye? You hypocrite! First take the plank out of your own eye, and then you'll see clearly to remove the speck from your brother's eye. I want you to notice Jesus' priorities in this text. He says, first get the plank out of your own eye, then you can focus on the speck in your brother or sister's eye. In other words, Jesus talks about taking responsibility, not blame shifting. We begin with our issues. And I think it's important to say, even if you are only 10% wrong and the other person is 90% wrong, according to Jesus, who goes first? According to Jesus, you get the plank out of your own eye. You start with the heart. Now, plank removal, when you think about this in practice, refers to both an upward and an inward look. We turn to God and say, God, show me where I've sinned. Show me my issues. Search me, O God. Show me what I need to do. So there's an upward prayer, an upward look, and the inward look into our heart, trying to discern what we can do to get right. This is the key to personal healing. This is the key to reconciliation. This is Jesus' way. This is Jesus' brand peacemaking.